Yes! Yes! My first big sale! This is awesome! I'm so excited! Hey, what's going on? I did it! I did it! I ran my first half marathon! This is the Yeah, I did it! Yeah, look! Yeah! It's... go! Hey all you MEometrists, this is JG and you are watching MEometryTV, the place to be to yearn more, learn more, and earn more from your life and business. And today I want to talk about achievement. Gold medals, big sales contracts, degrees, work projects, 6% body fat. You know, all that stuff you work your little tushy off for in order to get the big results, the reward, the payoff, when you can finally pump your fist in the air and feel victorious and know that there is nothing in the world that can take that feeling away from you. Until that is, you remember that for many of us, it feels like we're only as good as our last sale, or our last project, or our last big accomplishment. So when I was thinking about somebody I could use to paint a picture of when such a punch in the accomplishment gut happens, I immediately thought of my favorite fictional time-traveling physicist. We all have one, Dr. Samuel Beckett from the 90s cult classic Quantum Leap. So for those of you who are not familiar with the show, first of all, shame on you. Go watch it on Netflix as soon as this video is done. But essentially, Sam travels through time, temporarily taking the place of other people to, quote, put things right that once went wrong. Everything from preventing suicides and saving marriages that have domino effects in the lives of other people to advancing the civil rights movement in the Deep South in the 1950s. I mean, come on guys, this guy has his work cut out for him every single time. He has no knowledge of the people or places involved until he arrives and figures it out almost entirely on his own. There's no guarantee of success. He's constantly having to experiment with his methods and the understanding that he may be stuck there forever and never get to go home if he fails. And here's the kicker. As soon as he does accomplish righting whatever wrong he was tasked with, he almost immediately leaps from that person into another person and the adventure starts all over again. This guy is saving lives, saving families, saving humanity, and he doesn't get more than 5 seconds to celebrate it before he has to start all over again. Do you ever feel this way? You pour your heart and your soul into achieving something, and then you accomplish it, sometimes against all odds and overcoming your own limitations, but your happiness is short-lived because that success triggers the leap into the next project, the next result, the next outcome you're searching or are responsible for. It's a never-ending cycle that can leave you unfulfilled and unhappy, which, as we know, can be detrimental to your growth in life and business. So, what if there were a way to make that feeling of accomplishment actually last? And I don't mean like 5 or 10 minutes more, I'm talking about damn near every day. Doing that, like most of the things we talk about here at Meometry, is simple, but not necessarily easy. The answer is this: focus on the process and not the outcome. Now I know what you're saying. How the f am I supposed to focus on the process when it's the result, it's the outcome that my boss and my customers and my teachers and my insert external iron fist here is measuring? Believe me, I feel you on this completely, and it's a part of our results-based culture to be this way, and it kind of sucks. We have quarterly earnings on Wall Street, we have annual performance reviews at work, we have championships in sports, and we have medals in the Olympics, and none of the people who participate are deemed successful by outsiders because of their process, but instead only by their end result. In fact, it's one of the reasons that I became an entrepreneur in the first place, so I could dictate what was important and what should have focus in my own company. So how about an example from my own life that seems pretty timely? I hit this hard while creating this actual video. It's such an important topic to me, and I was so focused on the outcome of how it would be received. Would it be something that people like you could really resonate and relate to? Would you take action to overcome it? Unfortunately, none of that was focused on the process, and on another note, it was really focused on external validation, which is something that I'll have to do a video on in the future. Focusing on the process is really focusing on a collection of every big and even every seemingly insignificant action I take, my attention to it, and my detachment of my concern for the next step while I focus on this step. So here's what I did to get back to reality and shift my focus to the process when making this video. I remember that every time I create a new video, I'm refining my skills and breaking down and communicating concepts that are important to me and that I think are important to this community. I'm getting better and more natural on camera. on my willingness to be authentic and vulnerable, and on building and sharing my story of overcoming my own doubts and beliefs and insecurities so I can help others do the same. It took me actually writing that last part down and rereading it probably a dozen times at the height of my block to help me shift my thinking, to push through, and to keep moving forward. You'll see that there was no mention or focus given to whether the video was actually impactful or whether it fulfilled my goal of causing others to be inspired to take action. Focusing on the process also means having faith that being truly dedicated to the incremental steps involved in the process are the rewards themselves. And the goal coming to fruition, that's just icing on the cake. And what about our good buddy Sam, the quantum leaper? How did he make this shift? Sam knew his purpose deep down. It was to put right what once went wrong. And in order to do that, he'd have to constantly acquire new skills in helping himself and others overcome major obstacles. Every leap was a chance to learn new skills and being of service to others that he knew he could take with him. In fact, it was the only thing he could really take with him to help in the next challenge that he encountered. If he didn't pay attention to the importance of each decision he was making and each step he was taking, he would not have been able to make the connections to the people and the situations he was in to gain their trust and make the difference he needed to make. So the point here is this: dedicate your focus to the process. It's quite possibly the only thing you actually have any real control over. Then the outcome is going to be exactly what it needs to be, and so you don't have to worry about it. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying you shouldn't have a goal or a picture in your head of what you want the outcome to be, but once you have that, you need to release it and refocus on the process. Focus on the experiences that you're going to have as a part of the process over focusing on the outcome. Especially if you're going to be a successful entrepreneur, I'm telling you now, you're going to need to get used to appreciating, respecting, and embracing the process. So here are 3 tips to help you do that right now. Number 1, before starting a new project or experimenting with something outside of your comfort zone, list 3 skills or experiences that you hope to learn from undertaking this process. So even if you fail, you will have still succeeded. Having these non-end result goals in place will help you identify different areas of success during the process. Number 2, be fully present in the process. Think to yourself, what work can I do and give my absolute best effort in right now that will serve my ultimate goal? There's only one outcome to celebrate, but there can be tons of milestones along the way to celebrate, weekly, daily, even multiple times per day for improvement and eventual mastery of particular steps in the process. And number 3, remember, luckily, you're not a quantum leaper. Unless you're in a certain very specific profession, the outcome of your decisions and projects and business dealings are not a matter of life and death. Remember that no matter how fast you drive, the horizon never gets any closer. So you might as well enjoy the scenery, have fun, take advantage of the time you have on this earth to learn, experience, stretch yourself, and soak it all in instead of worrying about the outcome. I want to leave you with a quote, and it is a sweet tweet treat, so feel free to share it. The achievement of our goals seems glamorous. It is the journey, though, not the outcome, that leaves a lasting impression upon us. Now, as you know, we yearn, learn, and earn exponentially more when we share our gifts with each other. So as always, I want to hear from you. Leave me a comment below and sound off with your opinions on this outcome-centric focus. Oh, and here's something new. If we get at least 15 comments on this video, I'm going to pick one person at random to give a free month of life architecture coaching. So get your friends involved and good luck. If you love this video, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and be sure to share it with your friends, and don't forget to head over to MEometry.com to sign up for exclusive email updates and to get insights that I only share with my most engaged peeps. You know who you are. Plus, if you are a futurepreneur who dreams of dumping your 9-to-5 and starting a business of your own, I can coach you to build the skill set and the mindset to find the true happiness and massive success that you've been searching for. Click the Work with JG link above or the picture of me on the right for an absolutely free one-on-one strategy session to see if what I got is what you need to get to where you desire to go. What are you waiting for? Get out of your comfort zone and take the leap. Now remember that you and your gifts are extraordinary and exceptional. Be you, do you, and love you, because you know what? There is only one of you. See you next time on MEometryTV. Have domino effects in the lives of other people, to advancing the civil rights movement in the Deep South. In the Deep South.